I want to thank everybody for listening to UglyReggie show, subscribing to it, sharing it, and telling people about it. I want to also thank you for listening to both podcasts, Enemies on Paper, as well as the UglyReggie podcast. I want to thank you for visiting the website where I do blogging and I get some of my ideas out. I want to continue to push that agenda as well. Hey man, I want to do a real quick video. Apparently, quick video about what's going on in Blytheville. I heard the other night, Blytheville versus Odell game, and once the game was over, that it was some young adults weren't acting that way. Were throwing things onto the court after a hard fought game that the Chicks end up losing to Osceola like 70, 71, 72 Osceola. Congratulations, Osceola. Here's my thing. What's going on with the kids in Blytheville is what it is. It's us. This is a reflection of us because we breed these children where we breed these. Well, let me rephrase that whole situation. What it is this is just a common problem. We need to get more involved with our children, whether those children belong to us or not. And what happens is a lot of parents are going to say, well, the second I try to say something, the kid, the kid doesn't listen to me, or the kid disrespectful that. This is more the time that we need to get into these kids' life more than ever now. And I'm starting to understand that more and more as I become a 30-year-old adult, which I turn 30 next year, and it's making more sense to me now. These children need us. These children need us because at that age they're lost. They don't know how to feel. They're listening to what they see on TV. They're listen to people who they think they can look up to around them, and they're lost. These children are lost, and they need us. They need us to show them, to be more in their lives and be more role models. Each and every man is doing something positive, whether it's working at Nucor, you working at Walmart. If you're not involved in crime, if you're not doing anything illegal, you have a responsibility to be a role model for these children. And I think what I want to do starting next year, especially with the football program, I think us men, whether you black, white, Puerto Rican, whatever your race is, I think we need to get more involved with our young men. I think I've been guilty of this, like I said, because I live all the way in Low Rock. I think we need to be at those practices, pushing those kids as well, not so much getting in the coach's way, but being able to back the coaches up. We say the coach don't do this, don't do that, but the coach's hand is tied. Like the coach can only do so much. I mean, we as men need to back him up and show our support and help discipline these kids, because that's what it's a lack of discipline with these children. I didn't understand the importance of discipline until I got into the United States military, until I seen that discipline discipline is important. Like it's something you may not want to do it, but sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do in order to get the results you need. So I think that's what we need to do. I think we need to get back into these children's life. We need to stop glorifying the street shit and give it to these kids the right way. Like, you can live this street life, but guess what? You can be in the cell talking about what you wish you had, what you could have had. Because what happened is the young kids getting locked up for these little bitty time experiences. They think they're coming back as some hood hero when they're not, because you're throwing half your life away in jail to when you become 30-something, 40-something, you become, I wish I had done that, because you get to seeing people reaching their goals. You get to see people going to college, and all of a sudden now you can't do that because, you spend half your time in jail. Let's be realistic. Being a hood legend don't mean shit outside the hood, because once you leave the hood or you leave the area, no one gives a fuck. Like, everybody has a hood story. So I think what we need to do, I think we need to get back in these kids' life. It's going to be a hard test, but I know we can do it. It's just going to take some time, and we got to understand that to raise children, it takes a village. And we need those parents to shake that whole thing to where you can't say shit to my kid. Long as a parent is there, long as an adult is there, is tell my kid something right and there's nothing wrong, and they are there to correct my kids, I have no problem with that. Hell, to be honest with you, I remember growing up, if I got caught cussing by somebody, that parent was to put hands on me, and then they were going to tell Tina that I did this, and I got another whooping. The hell shade, when I got home, I got another. And I think we need to go back to, I'm not so much into whoopings now or whooping kids, but if something needs to happen, we need to be more involved and show these kids. And that's what it is these kids don't know that there's this route. Because until people started getting in my life, I didn't know Blytheville. I didn't know there was a life outside Blytheville. I seen shit, so you take a few trips here and there, but until someone took me out and showed me, like, bro, you don't have to, not that I, was into bad shit as it was, but it took somebody to show like, hey, bro, you don't have to live. You can go away. Or better yet, you can go away, be something, come back and invest in your community. And I think that's what I'm trying to do now. So with that being said, man, we need us men. We need to come together, man. Women are doing it. Us as men, we need to do it more and more. And I can only speak for myself. I know that I need to do it more. So, like I said, thank you for listening. Thank you for listening to UglyReggie podcast. Enemies on paper. I appreciate everybody for listening. Also, the YouTube channel UglyReggie. Once again, excuse the smoke detector. I promise you, on the next vlog, it will be corrected, and you won't have to wait for the beeping going on. Thank each.